Awesome, Christopher. All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the 24-hour block party. This is block party number 23. This is our 23rd consecutive Friday, Saturday, 24-hour block party. And I'm going to take a break because I've been going nonstop for 6 hours. And Babaji has kindly offered to host. And I know Christopher's here, which is super cool. And so Babaji, if you can read the chats, I know Christopher is not able to participate via audio at the present moment, but Christopher, if you just want to type in whatever via chat. So Babaji, I trust you can watch the chat. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Okay, awesome. Babaji, anything to say before I get rolling myself?
It says we have we have 12 people left. If that's true, well, I'd like to just be happy enough to know that we have company, and I'll just do the best I can until you get back, brother. Take your time, and then as soon as you get back, you can be at the helm.
Oh, awesome. And I see James is here also. He's a super awesome person, brother, conversationalist, transformationalist, and looks like someone else just popped in. So welcome, everyone. Babaji is going to be taking over for a bit. Oh, there's Jay. What's up, Jay? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good.
Good. Yeah, I've been meaning to get in touch with you. It's been kind of crazy here, but really glad to see you here. I was just about to take a break, but I think I'll stick around a few minutes while you're here and see what's on your mind. And then Babaji is gonna host for a bit while I take a little break.
Yeah, I can always come back later. No worries.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, because I'm kind of all set to actually take a little nap. We've been going for 6 hours straight, and it's good to take a little break in between long stretches. And we got some super cool stuff programmed for later this afternoon. But this whole thing is super cool. So rock on, and Babaji will be hosting. I'll take a little nap. I'll probably be back in 45 minutes to an hour myself, and we can rock on from there.
Before you leave,
yes, sir.
I don't know anything about this block party. When I got in on it, we were talking about money. So what's usually the subject? How do you decide what we're going to talk about?
Yeah. Well, that's a great concept. I'm glad we're recording. So let me just say if it were up to me, but of course it's up to everyone who's here. But if it were up to me, I would talk about the conversation, which is where we are right now. And this is really the hub of a network of conversations that we're in the process of evolving. And this network of conversations is designed and intended to be fully integrated, hyper-connected, so it really operates as one giant hive mind, but expressed as a whole bunch of conversations, just like this one, happening in parallel and being recorded and broadcast and transcribed, so that the transcripts can be indexed and made searchable, and therefore whatever you're looking for, just do some hyper advanced search, you can find those conversations which closest map to it, right? And jump into those. That's the big idea. So I'm just super jazzed about the concept of the conversation itself, this network of conversations, and of course, network of people. And my dream is that here, with the conversation that we're co-creating here, that which we intend to get to 24/7 as soon as we can.
It's my dream. It's my dream as well, and I think it's like the voice. This is it, the conversation, and it's everyone's welcome, and we can talk about whatever comes up as long as it's proper. And yes, this is it. This is going to be 24/7 around the world, and everyone's going to get in on it. That's going to be the big show.
Exactly, because it's like as soon as we achieve liftoff, everyone's going to want to be in on it. It's like the question will be, are you in the conversation? Are you in the conversation? Hey, you should bring that to the conversation, right? Yeah. I mean,
where were you last night? We were all at the place, talking, and you didn't show. What happened?
Right. Well, and then the answer might be I was there. I was just in a different, meeting within the network, right?
Oh, it's going to get so big, we won't have enough space for everybody.
Well, no, but the thing is, we just keep creating new Zoom rooms or breakout rooms or what have you.
Well, yeah. But I mean, we won't be able to see how many people are participating. That's going to make it difficult, not knowing who's out there.
Well, there are ways that we could make it visible. So, for example, if you're a member of this network, right, and you're in any of the conversations within the network of conversations, and you choose to make your presence known, which is a choice, you could say, yeah, hey, I'm Jamin. I'm here. I'm in this conversation way over here about food and agriculture. And, here I am. If anyone wants to message me, feel free. If anyone wants to join us in this conversation, here's what we're talking about. That's what I mean by hyper-connected.
That would be on the menu.
That would be on the menu.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So anytime I want to see what Jamin is up to, I'll just go to the menu and I'll find out what room he's in.
Exactly. If Jamin chooses to expose that information, which I always am happy to do, but some people are more private and, I just want to be in this conversation, but not necessarily be visible to the world,
Private rooms.
And this really gets to the concept of culture, right? What kind of culture are we co-creating here, right? And new media bring new cultures, and in this case, it's really, I see it as a mashup between the medium that we're co-creating here, the imperative and the urgency to save, heal, and transform life on Earth, right? And
well,
and then
let me slip in here.
Yeah.
I was going to write a book. For 40 years, everyone's saying, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. I was going to finally do it, and I was going to use this voice recognition stuff. And now I don't have to. We'll just do it live, and it will be recorded. And let's see, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, they told me I refer to the word they now because I found the ETs, right? I thought it was God. For years, I thought I was like talking to God, but now I realize it's just extraterrestrial intelligence. And so the ETIs are talking to me constantly if I'm not talking. Sometimes they talk with me and sometimes through me. So it's really fun. I never know. But the ET said, let's just call it the word. And you're calling it the conversation. It takes two people to have a conversation. So if we just dropped it and called it the word, it wouldn't need anybody else to be there. I could do it all by myself. That's what I've been doing most of my life. Nobody listens.
Well, I'm listening. We're all listening.
Isn't it wonderful? I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy that you gave me the rudder. Because this thing could go on the rocks if you give it to the wrong guy, and so I'll take really good care of your boat. When you get back, it'll be fine.
Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and make you co-host. And anyone else want to be co-host? I'm going to make James co-host.
Sophie would be fun.
Sophie, you want to be co-host? I'll make you co-host. Yeah, let me make Sophie co-host. Jackie's already co-host, so is Dana. Jay, you want to be co-host? All right.
Been co-host before. It's happened.
Okay. Very good. Anyway, it just makes it easier.
Oh, you know these people. Why don't you introduce them to me since I don't know them?
Yeah. So let's see. So Jackie, my sister Jackie, who hosted the previous 2 hours segment on the Divine Feminine. Sophie's down in Nicaragua. She came in through the conversation, in turn through the harmonic convergence. Likewise, Dana came through the harmonic convergence. Christopher, I believe, as well.
And World Unity Week.
Oh yeah, and World Unity Week. Thank you. That's right. So basically, there's this kind of loosely defined tribe out there that basically consists of all of us. World Unity Week, the harmonic convergence, all this cool stuff that's going on, Ubiquity University, Rebel Wisdom. There's all these great groups with different perspectives and different missions and different takes on reality. And for me, one of the big opportunity of this moment is that all these different groups come together as a network of networks, and we be intentional about co-creating this network of networks with an explicit mission, which in my articulation, it's saving, healing, and transforming life on Earth.
That's it. I asked you what was the subject matter, and I guess that's what it is. It's what I do anyways. It's the only thing I like is what can we do to save the mother, because man, if she goes, we're going with her.
That's it. It's the
I know.
only game in town right now.
Then we'll have to find another. No, I figured it out. We're eternal. Each one of us is eternal. We've always been in a body, just not this one. And if they blow this planet, we're going to have to find another body on another planet. And we'll do that. But God, I like this one. Let's just make this one better. It's taken us thousands of years to get it to the point where we understand what not to do. So now maybe that we understand what we're not supposed to do, we'll get it right and we can live here for another 1,000 years or so. And who knows, one of these days we might even be able to keep the body. But I don't know, I kind of like changing bodies just like I change my shoes. Some days I feel like, wearing sandals, and sometimes I just might have to wear boots. Go.
I'm here too. I've been co-hosting with Sophie and the girls last night, and with Marco last night. This is Deirdre.
Oh, Deirdre. Great to see you, Deirdre. Deirdre's on her screen.
Oh, I got to tell you guys a funny synchronicity. So today, I usually work from home, but my boss had me come in and clean the office today, right? So he leaves me a present, and it's one of those glass, a jellyfish encased in glass, right? And I'm like, okay, so what's the synchronicity of this jellyfish, right? So I look up the jellyfish on Google, and it's talking that the jellyfish has two nervous systems, right? And how it perceives its environment is different than all other animals. And then it goes on to talking about they don't think the jellyfish has a brain itself. What it has is the ability from its nervous system to connect into all the other jellyfishes and have one central brain, guys.
Well, you know what? Can you still hear me? I'm so happy that I can hear you. And I just thought that, yeah, that's the school of fish. Whenever there's a bunch of fish, they all stay, in some kind of way of getting around without bumping into each other. And the same thing with the birds. They have a name for that, right? And if humans, and I think they have a name for that too, on Star Wars or Star Trek or something. And I look forward to the time when we're all one. I mean, to which we already are, but when we can connect and stay out of each other's way and work together and get everything done so that everybody gets more. And wow, isn't that going to be wonderful? So that's what happens, I think, when we get rid of the ego. So let's look forward to the day that we're all one and we know it. And wow, I'm happy about it. Thank you. You can host a show if you want to. I don't have to have it.
No, we're fine. Go ahead, sweetheart.
I just wanted to say something about jellyfish. I don't know who mentioned the jellyfish story.
It was Deirdre.
Okay. Jellyfish also turn up in number in the waters when the water is dying. So in the ocean, when they start turning up, it means that the ecosystem of the water is not healthy. So they're kind of like the canary in the cage, which I think is really fascinating. So
I look at it differently. They're here to make the people get out of the water so the water can get back to normal.
Nice one.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
All righty. And if I don't break away, it won't happen. So I'm going to break away for an hour-ish, and Babaji is hosting by default, but happy to share. So just rock on, everybody. We are recording. We're live streaming. I will be back in an hour-ish after I take a little nap, and really excited to continue when I'm back.
I love you so much, Jim. And where do you live?
Whidbey Island in the state of Washington. So right near in the northwest of the state, near Canada. Sure. There's a bunch of islands.
Sure. Well, we'll have to get together someday. Thank you so much for trusting me with the boat, and I'll try not to sink it.
I'm sure you'll do fine, Babaji. All right. Love you all. I'll be back in an hour-ish after a much-needed nap and reset of the brain, and really excited to continue when I get back. Love you all, and see you soon. Thanks so much. Thanks, everybody. And rock on.
Well, I was waiting for someone else to say something. This is the first time I've ever done this, so if you guys want to help me with it, it would be fine. I unmuted you all, so why don't we introduce ourselves or yourselves? Just start with anyone who feels the need.
Well, I haven't introduced myself today anyway to you, Santana, and it's good to meet you, and good to meet you all, lads. Jeff, Jay, there's a few people here now that I haven't seen. I'm on a phone, so I have only 4 people on the screen in front of me, so pardon me if I don't see everyone's name. But my name is James, anyway, as you know, I'm from Ireland, and I've been on the block party now for the last 22 weeks with James and like yourself, Santana, like yourself today, now you've discovered the block party and the group of people that meet here in these holistic conversations, and you're quite struck with it. Well, so have I, and I've been struck with Jamin's vision for what he sees for us as a collective in the future. And without a plan like this, and without people like ourselves sitting down and having these conversations, we're not going to have very much of a future anyway. Like, so we are in the right place, and the world you dream of starts with conversations like we're having here anyway. So it's very nice to meet you all, and I hope you all stick out with this anyway. You know, the more we get people on board and the more you put out the feeders so people and draw more people in here, the better the conversation gets and the better the world gets. So it's good to meet you all.
Wow, that was fun. Come back on again so I can see you. If you unmute yourself and start, yeah, there you are. You're back again. And let me see. There's something that's in your way right now. I can't see through this picture. There's a picture of a green man, and where your face is supposed to be. There you go. It's gone. Now you're back to normal. You look like you're in outer space, and I think maybe you're an ET. What would you say to that?
Well, I've got the galaxy behind me, all right. So, and I've always been called the spacer. So I suppose you're on the ball a little.
Wow. You know what? I've always been like, people say, where are you from? And I'd say, not from this planet. And I really kind of felt that I must have been somewhere nice once. And so I came here and I look at this and I know that it needs fixed. But the people that are here think it's fine. So I figured they never were wherever it was I was, because if they knew how it looked better, then they wouldn't be so happy to be here. So I waited and waited and waited, and now it looks like I've found other people like myself, and maybe they are agreeing that, yeah, we got a lot of work to do here. We need to clean up the mess these people have made, and I don't think I'm one of them. I don't think I ever was, you know? I'd like, when I said, I got this line out of a movie or a cartoon, I think it was, called Fern Gully, you know, and it was this little fairy, and she was upset with the cutting down the trees, right? They had these big machines that were cutting down the rainforest, and the fairies lived in a canopy, and she just would say, oh, humans, you know, and that's that word right there, humans. If you say it right, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't want to be around them, and I don't want to be one of them. So there, I would just want to be helpful. Thank you. I
can relate to what you're saying. Sometimes I just sort of throw my hands up in the air and say, this planet, how do I get on this planet? It's such a weird place sometimes. So my name is Dana. I'm only visiting this planet, and I've been working in the field of conscious evolution for the past 25 years. I, like many of us, feel I'm here on a mission of helping to assist in the shift in consciousness that's going on the planet right now. And I used to work at an institute called the Institute of Heart Math, or the Heart Math Institute, for 12 years as a researcher there. I was involved in the scientific research, looking at the role of the heart in consciousness, how the heart communicates with the brain, how the heart plays a role in our emotional system, and in intuitive perception, and in connecting us with that larger aspect of our awareness that I believe comes from our higher self. So how we can connect with the intelligence and awareness of our higher self through the heart. And Heart Math also developed tools and techniques to help just about anybody to do that more and more, to connect with the heart and live more from the awareness of the heart in their day-to-day lives. And so that was my work for a long time at Heart Math, and now I still teach that work and related work about basically conscious evolution, tools for conscious evolution, and drawing a lot on what I learned and experienced in my time there. And I also have been, I guess, one of my themes has been about helping to integrate science and spirituality, which I don't feel are separate, but just part of the same whole. So that because I come from a science background and also a strong spiritual inclination, I've had that role of helping to bring those two together. So that's part of what I'm here about, and kind of feel like I'm now going into a new phase, like what's next, the next level of expression of my mission here. So I'm excited to sort of see what unfolds about that. Aloha, everyone.
I guess I could make a comment. I just unmuted myself. It's really nice to meet you. You're on the big screen. You're like, wow. I'm in my bed laying here watching you people because I don't. I've got 2 or 3 cameras here, but I don't know how to make it. I don't know how to get on the big screen with you, so I'll just have to be a name on the blackboard for now. But wow, it's so nice to be in the same room with you. You're like in my room, and you're a wonderful person, and you're doing the same thing that I've been doing. And I kind of thought I was doing it alone because I really have anyone else that I know that does it. But yes, consciousness. And I thought about the jellyfish, and they've already done it. That hooked up to the greater self. And that's what we have to do. We have to hook up to the greater self, and that's what you're trying to help us do. And it does, the word science, oh my God, if we could somehow get these people to realize that hooking up with the greater self is something that can be approached in a scientific way, with psychology and philosophy and those other tools that we've picked up along the way. We're going to learn to communicate, and through communication, we will accomplish exactly that. We will be one with each other because there's an umbilicus of some sort that goes all back to that. It's like a web, we're all connected. We're all part of that one, and we just have to get our egos out of the way. The separation is not real. It's just something that we've created to defend ourselves. And now that we know that we're safe, maybe we can just put that down and just enjoy one another's presence. How about the lady Summer Rose? Could you come in, please? And I'm right now. I'm looking at Dana here, and I hate to see her go away, but can you both be there together so I can see you? Come on in. Yeah, there you go. Wow.
If you click on gallery view, we can all be here together.
Yeah, if you click on your screen, there's a little box that shows a bunch of little boxes, the little dots next to it. If you click on that, everybody's on the screen.
You're going to be able to help me with that, but like right now I've got Summer Rose, and she's really big. And I still have Dana here on the side, and James too. So I'm able to see the 3 of you all at once. And it's wonderful. Go ahead, Summer. Tell us how you got to be here and what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to hear what you're doing and also what Dana's doing. I've been a fan of heart math actually for about 15 years myself, and a part of this awakening for a long time. I mean, it's kind of weird. When I was 7 or 8 years old, I don't know because I was kind of really young, but I have a book report from my 2nd grade. And I was raised Catholic, but I wasn't really seeing that the Catholics were doing the thing that Jesus said to do, which is take care of the sick and feed the hungry and all that. So I was kind of really confused growing up. Why is our Christian country not taking care of everybody? So I stumbled upon a book, the four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path of Buddhism, and declared myself a Buddhist at the age of like 7 or 8, saying, well, they're not doing the right thing, so I'm just going to go with these Buddhists over here. And I've explored, Wiccan, paganism, Christianity, all of them. I've explored so many different religions and have come to the conclusion that the golden rule of all religions is just be kind to each other, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And that's the whole idea of like separation. I also agree there is no separation. The great mystics from back in the day said there's no separation, and now like quantum physics is coming to the point of saying, wow, there is no separation. So the fact that like science and spirit is kind of merging, these ancient ancient wisdom mixed with modern technology or modern science is like, wow, we're actually figuring this out. We're all in this together.
Whoa. I'm so happy that you're saying all this, and I want you to keep saying it, but my mind could only take it a little bit at a time. So I want you to continue, but I want to like kind of wrap up what you just said. Let's see. Oh yeah, the heart. Yeah. And go ahead.
Yeah. And so like what you had said about the ego, I really
Yeah. It's an illusion. The ego's not ego. See, look at even in my own self, I argue, right? I mean, I have a right brain and a left brain, right? And they're like each one of them, like it's a check and balance thing. And what we have to do is learn to shut one down, shut one side down, and just work with one side at a time. Or maybe shut both sides down and then connect to the greater self. So I think it's all about mind control, and we have to learn how to control our mind so that we can create the space so that we can share it. Your turn, go on.
Yeah, and what you're saying with the consciousness, consciousness and our ego, I feel I agree. They're two separate things. Our ego is what keeps our body and our physical world in check. I have to shower, I have to feed myself, I have to sleep, I have to, self-care is what the ego does. But then the consciousness understands, wow, if self-care is important to me, that means it's important to you too, because we're all in this together. So I have to use my consciousness and my heart to take care of you and to just figure out how we can all work out.
Okay. This is where I differ. Someone asked me that question yesterday, like, what about this hard science? And I said, I agree with the Purkinje fibers. I'm okay with that. I know you can take the heart out and it can keep beating without us. I know it has its own trip, and I know that we're all connected through the blood at least, and maybe there's some little fibers in there that we don't even know about. The Chinese seem to figure it out. They have all these little places on the body that they poke with pins. So that maybe there's a lot more to the network than I truly understand. And so maybe we'll have a problem. When you say I'm speaking from the heart, I know what you mean. I think that's like my higher self or my God self. I'm revealing what I believe to be the real deal, and not just something I think, but what I am. And once we get the words to describe all these things, then we'll be able to share. Science is ready for it, but we don't have a language, and it's our fault. We're the ones that are having the experience. So we have to somehow come up with a language, and then science will pick it up from there and put it in the book and put it in the classroom, and we'll all be one in that way. Or just shut down the schools and we can be one anyways, because maybe the schools are what caused the separation, right? Okay. Does anyone else want to get in on this? I'm having fun with Summer Rose, and I had fun with Dana and James. There must be somebody else out there. Why don't we bring them in too? What do you think? What do you think? Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
We got Jay Cabrera, I would say.
Yeah, I'm happy to speak. So Summer, it's very nice to meet you. And how great it is, the synchronicity of coming together. I think it's my first time here, so I think that means something right there by itself. I'd love to hear more about what you've been working on and how you're doing it. I probably won't take too long. I mean, basically, I've been working for a couple decades on uniting all people in social movements of the world for total societal transformation at every level, and mainly focused on implementing new economic, education, and decision-making infrastructures, and really looking at long-term infrastructural change, which is what brought me here, because I'm very interested in groups and people who want to set up regularly scheduled space for community to come together, not a one-time thing, but every single week, plus eventually 24 hours. So I'm very impressed with the work that Jamin's been doing. I'll just go ahead and I primarily focus on with the Unity Network and the FCON Community Network primarily focuses on planetary alignments and planetary sessions. So the next one coming up is the Mars session. So I can put that here. It's mars.unity.fun. So I got that website going. It still could use a lot of work, but the idea is just to invite everyone to come into a slightly more structured open space. So this is, I call it, just emergent conversation technology. I love it. Just getting people together, talking, connecting, bouncing ideas off. And so in the space that we're working on, it's a little bit more structured where people can actually schedule specific topics and schedule workshops and also be involved in the existing activities that are already there. I've been spending a lot of time on recent weeks since World Unity Week on water law and water sovereignty, which I'm pretty excited about, along with like Dana and some other folks. So I'm been working a lot on that. And I also am working on putting together kind of like an in-between. So the planetary sessions happen like once or twice a month. And then the in-between would just be the regular lunar cycle. Everything we do with the African Community Network is all based on the lunar cycle. We even do all of our budgets and our accounting, and everything is all based on the lunar solar cycles, so of the full and new moons. And so anyways, we have all of that been now posted on the in-between calendar and sessions. So we're just starting to build that in the last week, and we want to include any and all sessions that anyone wants to invite the public to. That's like an open, public, transparent, session like this, to get it all in on a Google Calendar so people can see it all, etc. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on.
Okay, I unmuted myself. My son walked into the room and he distracted me, and I missed part of that. Yeah. Wow, you're just one of us. Are you from this planet, or are you from the stars? It's easy to answer. Come on.
It doesn't have to be easy to answer. I think
no, it is, because no. We're all made up of stuff that's out there somewhere, and it came here, and now we're together with it. I like gold.
So we all come from the stars at some level, but overall, I'm definitely a fan of the getting outside of any type of dichotomy. It's like you're either this or that. It's like I don't really agree with that concept. So it's like we are all connected in so many different ways, and each person and each community is a diversity of consciousness and energy. And for me, that is really grounds me and connects to.
I think maybe that's a little over my head. I want to keep you here. I don't want to lose you. I see Summer is still here, and I don't want to lose her either, or Dana or James. We're all in the same room together. And if anybody has anything that they think they need to say, just raise their hand physically, because I can see you. There you go. Come on, Summer, come in.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see Jay. Everything he said, yeah, he's been on the front lines of unifying our species forever. So it's exciting to see him here. And exciting for us all to have this space to connect. I'm just excited. And with the idea of separation, what I learned from Don Alejandro, who was head of one of the Mayan councils down in Guatemala. It's like 13 different councils that come together, and he was like the head of those councils. And he says, the idea of separation, it's like we're all fingers of the one hand. So my pinky doesn't look like my thumb, but they're both fingers, and they're both part of the hand. So it's all connected. So just like all of us, we look different, but we're still connected, and we still function just like fingers all function as fingers do. Humans function as humans do, but we function differently. And it is, like Jay said, in our diversity that makes us so much more powerful. And I agree. I'm from the stars. Like there's sometimes I got my alien cousins who are telling me what to do, but then I got my earth beings telling me what to do, and the beings from the fairy realms are telling me what to do, and the whales are telling me what to do, and the rocks are telling me what to do. So I kind of feel like I'm just an open vessel of love. I mean, if I had to define myself what I am, I'm just an expression of love, doing my best.
You are love personified. That's for sure. And they keep talking about light, and I think there's something to it. I feel like somebody mentioned Jesus earlier, or Yeshua, and he was supposed to be the way, and what was it? The light, and there was another word. I am the way, the truth, right? So the truth and the way and the light and all that, it's all one, and we're all one with it. And it's really no need to like try to give it words and define it, because it's just our being, who we are as an individual, but individually in a group, like cells in the same body. So you're right. I always call it heads, hands, and feet. And so some of us will be like heads for the ones who need it, and some of us will be the feet to get us around. And we're all going to work as one body. They call it the body of Christ, and I'll call it, the body of light, if you like, and we'll just take it to the highest. And we're here together right now, and I have so much to share with you, But before I do, I need to know who you are and what you can share with me so that I can feel, in a way, better to communicate or somehow to make it like Jay here. I said he got over my head there for a while. And, you know, and women have a way of speaking so that I don't really understand them either. And so we're going to just work on my communication, right? I feel like I just got here. I came from another place and I landed on this earth and there's all these people and I don't know what to do. I think something has to be done. And I think they're telling me just to get out of the way. And maybe that's it. Go ahead, somebody, anybody, let's go. You want to keep it summer? Oh, here comes the iPhone.
Deirdre, I had my hand raised, but you apparently.
Oh, no, I couldn't. I can't see it. I just got here. I don't know anything. Go for it.
I know that I'm from the stars.
Woo!
And one of the reasons I do is like when I say I want to go home, I see another planet that has 2 moons, and you can actually see another planet in the sky during the daytime.
Wow. 2 moons, 2 moons. You know what? That sounds like a real problem because women kind of, you know, are connected to the moon and they have a 28-day cycle. If there's 2 moons, it's going to really mess things up. Did you hear that word, mess things up? I hope you didn't get offended.
No, I didn't. Okay. But, you know, I believe that what we're building is a group consciousness for this planet. And it's kind of like what Ra in the Law of One calls they call it a unity complex.
What?
Have you heard of Ra and the Law of One?
No. But what kind of complex?
We calls it a one. I'm saying this wrong. Basically all the souls merge and form
the word though. Was it unity?
Unity complex. Yeah.
Unity. Oh, it's not a complex. It's a reality. Go ahead.
Right. So I believe that's what we're creating, and that's what the synchronicity was showing me with the jellyfish. And yesterday, when a bunch of us girls were doing the Zoom room together, we did a quantum jump that was like reality transurfing, where everybody shared the reality of what they wanted to see come about in the world. And then we did this meditation where we merged them all together in a layer and jumped together as a group into that reality to cause it to manifest in our world. So I believe we have those abilities. And when we actually come together as a group and reach a level of a load level where there's enough people together and with a belief in one reality, then it begins to manifest. And the more of us that join together in that reality, the faster it will manifest.
Okay, it's my problem because I guess it's my, we have a hard drive, right, that can hold all the information. And then we have that other thing, what do they call it? The working space. Mm-hmm. You know, there's 2 parts of the computer and the working space is small for me. So I hear you and going, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know where you're at now because there's too much information. So if you could talk in little pieces, it would be better for me. Now, I think, personally, I'm working on communication. And I think if we all speak at the same time, it's hard to know what's going on. So I would like one of us at a time to speak. And I think that's the answer because we are all one mind. You know, and we're all the same mind. And if we just leave space for everybody to have their place, then it'll be like better for everybody. It'll be one picture. And so I'm seeing Dana here right now. She's got the big picture right now. And I still see Sophie over here smiling. Sophie, are you still with us? I don't know. Jamin, and well, he's taking a break. Go ahead.
We also have Donnie has her hand raised.
Well, see, I don't see any of that. I don't know. I'm new on this thing. Who is it?
Hi, I'm Danny.
Oh yeah. I found you. You were here before, and we took it away from you. You were doing fine, and then somehow we went over to the iPhone, and I don't want to make anybody ever feel not wanted. So if you have anything to say, just say it. Keep yourselves unmuted, because I may not see the hand. I just saw your hand, and I see a peace sign in front of me now. So I don't know.
That's it. So I'm here to experience self-love and oneness and share it. And I found this place through joining the vegan coalition, Vegan 2026. I'm a climate healer, certified climate healer, and that's really opened up the doors for me. I'm working on a website where other people can come into the fold and experience tools for growth and activism and awareness. And yes, it's been a really great treat. So great meeting you all, and thanks for letting me be here today.
I don't know anything about anything really, and this is a dream of mine. As far back as I can remember, I wanted to address the world. I've done FM radio in college, and I did AM radio in the military. So I've had a chance, to reach out, but I don't think I ever really had anything to say. And now that I'm older, I'm 76 years old, and I think now I'm finally maybe qualified. And so I was saying to myself, well, maybe now's the time. And yeah, this is it. This is the only time we have is now. And somehow, and I'm not going to call it the universe, I'll just say destiny, provided this opportunity for us to be together.
The problem with
Go on.
The problem with what he was saying.
I didn't know I had a problem, but let's go.
I'm sorry, I was putting it in the chat, which is where I'm going, because I had my hand raised, and then you comment about people talking over each other, and nobody even notices when people have their hand raised.
I can't see anything. No, I can't see anything, sweetie. Help me. How do I know that?
Sorry, Babaji's pretty new at hosting, so maybe I could help. I've been hosting for a while.
Yeah, tell me this.
But actually, I'm not a co-host right now, so there's other co-hosts here.
You're supposed to be.
I know.
But I apologize, because I was trying to put that in the chat, and it came over because I didn't realize my mic was not muted. So
no, there's no reason for apology, because you were there, and all of a sudden, I don't know, you're there now. So take your time and tell us everything that you want to hear us, so that we can know. And
no, I was just saying that was the reason I finally just popped in, because you said people were talking over each other because there was a pause.
No.
I was just letting you know I did have my hand raised. I wasn't.
No. Here I'm talking over you right now. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's your turn, and I just didn't see you, and I had no way of knowing, and you don't have to be impatient about it. I just mentioned anyone who has anything to say it now. Just leave it unmuted and just come in when you think it's your turn, please. Yes, Dana.
I just want to mention, just maybe it might help you, on the top of your screen on the right, there should be a little, the panel that says gallery view or speaker view, and you can select gallery view, then you see all of us here.
Oh, there you are. All right.
And then if you select speaker view, then you can see the one speaking big. And,
okay. Yeah, go ahead, Summer.
Yeah, but the problem, it seems like you see me raising my hand because you can see my video, but if people have a picture and they're like raising their hand by clicking the button, which is what you're seeing.
There's no hand here for those people. I don't see any hands.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see any hands right now.
Solar Tony, let me see your hand.
Actually, there is a way, if you have the chat screen up at the same time, you'll see people that have their hand raised.
Participants.
That don't have video. Everybody's there.
I don't see any hands. I'm sorry.
I don't see any hands raised right now either.
No, and I don't want to be the kind of
ignoring I'm not saying that there were, but that's where my hand was raised, because I'm not using a video.
Well, then
I'm in the office today.
Do it now so I can see it. Where's your hand? I don't even know where you are.
In the chat. When you go into chat, you can raise your hand.
Hey, if you're the iPhone, then whenever you speak, I get a bracket around there, and I know where you are. But yet I don't know who you are, because this is iPhone, so please tell me who you are.
Oh, this is Deirdre.
Say it again.
Deirdre.
Oh, Deirdre. And you know our host because he already introduced himself to you earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Dana and a bunch of the other people.
No, but James.
Yeah, I didn't realize it just says me on my iPhone today. I'll probably switch to my laptop. Then you guys will know.
Switch over so we can see you. And I'm.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
No, I didn't say go ahead and switch. I was saying go ahead and speak.
Oh, okay. No, I'll swap over to my iPad, which I have with me instead of my phone. So I'll make it easy.
This human language has never worked for me. I don't think I'm a human. I don't think I'm a human. I don't think I ever was. I'm in a human body like it's a spaceship, and I'm doing the best I can with it. And I think I'm pretty qualified in a lot of areas, and it's going to be nice to speak with you once I learn how. I think if any of you read The Stranger from Strange Land, Michael Valentine, and how he got born on Mars and came to Earth and had to learn all about us. Have you ever read that story? Well, that's how I am. I just don't know how to be with you, because, I mean, I want to be one with you, and I think you're one with me. I think we're all one, but we're trying to figure out what to do with it. We're going to save this planet. We're going to do it. We have the technology right here in front of us. And if I get my own show, because this is not my show, this is Jamin's show, and each one of you might have your own shows, and we can all visit each other's rooms, or we can all get in the same room. It doesn't really matter to me, but Mark is a big part of it. I'm going to keep bringing this up. Without Mark, we wouldn't be here. I don't even know if you guys know Mark, but that's how I came here. I came here through his, whatever that was, the harmonic convergence. Did any?
Sims, yeah.
Were any of you there?
Online.
You were online.
Not physically in Ojai, but I followed the whole thing, and I hosted this room every night with Peter Melton.
Well, I want to thank you, because I don't know anything about anything, and I just know that somehow I ended up in that room. You know, I went to Mark, and Mark looked up at me, and I can't even tell you, woo! I can't even say words. Wow. Give me a minute so I can come down. It was an experience. So thank you. Hi, sweetie. I love you. Hey, you know what? When I met Mark, it was like, whoo! I can't even say it. He just said, sit down, and I sat down next to him, and I was on the show with the rest of you. If any of you were there. Were any of you there? Were you? You saw me and Mark?
Yes, on Saturday Night Alive, I saw when you first came in, and he's like, I have a guest, and then you both were there, and it was amazing. Yeah,
I'm
a great moment.
I'm in tears right now.
Wow.
Woo! I don't know what happened, but it was like I found myself in someone else. I actually could see myself in him, and he could see himself in me, and we were being one together. And we weren't even on drugs. Anybody got any comments?
Wow. So you found out about the harmonic convergence, and you found out where they were, and you just drove there?
Yeah. Yeah, I surprised them. But they wanted an ET, man. Come on. They were looking for this spaceship. All they had to do is go out in the yard, and they would see my car.
Right.
Come on. Yeah, they're looking in the sky for me, and I'm inside your body. I'm in your heart. So if you want me, I'm there always. That's who I am, honest to God, and I'm not kidding. And I haven't got anyone else to figure that one out. But when you get it figured out, let me know. Because we are one, and that's it. And we're going to fix this planet. We're all going to work together. We're going to set up some sort of a council, if it takes that, some sort of a pyramid thing, so that there'll be people that are responsible to other people. We're going to create a network, and we're going to get it done. And people like Mark can make it happen. Because without Mark, I couldn't do anything. So thank you, Mark, and thank you, Summer, and thank you, Dana and Sophie. If you're not here, I'm sorry, come back, because we need you. Deidre, James, and Jay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Jamin, oh, he's coming back. See, I don't even know the hosts. And Donnie, Solar, Tony. Did I get you all?
Yeah. Jeff, yep, everybody.
Oh, and Deirdre, you went away before because you were on your phone, and now you're here in the flesh?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, and it's between Dana and Deirdre and Summer, because all three of you want to talk at once. Let's go.
I'd love to hear Deirdre talk since we haven't heard her speak yet. If she does.
Say that one again. I have bad ears. You want to hear Deirdre?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, because she
Deirdre,
has a beautiful face and a wonderful stories. Her heart has something to say.
Oh, I'm just enjoying the conversation. Every once in a while, my boss makes me come to work during the COVID crisis. So if I'm here, he's not here. So I can listen to whatever I want and do what I want. So luckily, I can do this while I'm working. So I've been enjoying the conversation today and seeing all my new friends. And so I'm just glad that we have a chance where we can actually get together now and share, you know, from our heart what's going on and network with each other. So
is it sort of kind of a sewing circle or a quilting thing, right? Remember how the women, I'll say that a lot. I'll say the women, because I don't really, you know, I know what the women are. I'm a woman too, but yet, you know, when I'm looking with eyes, I see the male. So sometimes you get confused. So I want you ladies to know that I'm just one of the ladies, but I'm in a male body. But then when I'm with the men, I'm just one of the guys in a female body, because I am totally one with myself. And I know that it's okay because I came from my mother, so I'm still my mom. They just cut the cord, right? So there's no doubt there. I just look a little different than her because my dad had something to do with it. So I must still be him too, even though I never was. That's funny. I never really was connected to my dad, right? Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of trippy, but with the mom, I was like a fruit coming off the tree. But with the dad, I was like a bee that brought me there through the flower. That's a nice thing to call it. Let's call it a flower, okay? And anyways, I want to acknowledge the fact that there's a difference between men and women, and I sometimes make too much of it. And so please just accept the fact that I'm still a guy and I don't always know how to be with girls. Okay? But thank you and help me. Whoo! That sound I just made is not something to impress you. That's just the only way I can, oh my God, get back to the ground. Okay? Who's next? I'm serious. I don't lie. I never say anything that's not true. I am seriously always honest, and I'll keep it that way. And that someone said kind. I heard someone say kind earlier today, and that's the ones outside of myself. They told me that when I got to this planet to be kind, all right, and to be honest. And that's all they told me. So the rest is up to you. You should see my face. It's about to break.
Put the video on. All you got to do.
I don't know how. And my son, who's 26 years old, who knows how to do it, won't do it unless I pay him. That's the problem. With the last time we were together, and that's maybe some of you, right? We had a program for a while back that was about money. Were you any of you there? I think Dana was, and Summer, and Sophie, and right? And Jay dropped in and dropped out or something. But we were talking about money, and I don't want any. I think money is the problem. That is the biggest problem of my life. Having it is a problem, and not having it is a problem. You know what I mean? It's a real problem, and everybody knows that it's the root of evil. So let's get rid of it. That's my job. I want to totally get rid of the money, and I will. I'll get all the volunteers to give it to me. That's my plan, and put it in one pile and call it ours. You like that? Anyone who wants to volunteer, and it's going to be difficult at first. The ones who have the most money, we need the most. But when they give that money, everyone else is going to start giving money, and after a while there won't be any money because I'll have it all, and it'll be yours, not mine, not mine. And if I ever say even me, kick me in the ass because I have it coming. There's no me. It's a we. Upside down, right? No more him. Woo!
Has anybody noticed that some of the grocery stores like Kroger Foods is actually telling people they're not going to give them their change back anymore?
Oh, I don't give my change back anymore. I've always put it, I started that. Listen, sweetie, I started that because I don't like to touch it. I don't like.
Oh no, they're saying there's a change shortage in the United States, and so Kroger's going to keep your change. Your option is to donate it, or they say that they'll put it on your account for future use. But I'm like, isn't that just a way for them to keep your money?
No, hold on. It's got to be some sort of a scam. But give me.
I think it's a scam too. That's my point.
Okay, but let me finish, please, if I can. See how I waited? See how I waited? No, I'm going to wait. Take a breath.
Right.
I always leave my change in that little plastic place because I don't want to take it. And I know there's people that need it more than me, and that's why I leave it. Haven't you, one of you done that before? It's a few pennies or a dime, nickels, whatever, and you just leave it there on the counter for the next people who are short. Haven't you done that? Come on, from the heart. Nobody ever told me to do that. I just knew to do it, and I do it. Now they're asking me, do you mind if we keep the change? And I said, no, go right ahead. So maybe I started that. And maybe if they put all the change together, there'll be enough to feed the poor. What do you think of that? We could feed the poor on the planet with the change we have.
I think it's a good idea, but my question is, I don't necessarily trust that grocery store.
I don't really give a shit. How's that? I don't need it. I don't want it, and they can have it.
Yeah.
Good. All I want.
I was going to say, if I knew that they were donating it towards like
I don't care what they do. Doesn't matter what they do with the money. It's their karma. It's their karma.
Right, this is true.
Listen, if they do bad with the money, they'll have to pay for it. Did you hear that? If they do bad with the money, they have to pay for it. And I don't mean pay money. They'll pay with karma. And I didn't say that. That came through me. So I'm a poet or something like that, you know? And that's all I am. And thank you for being here, Deidre. And Summer, you look like you have a big smile on your face. And Dana, you should get one. Come on. There you go. Now, which one of you two girls have something to say?
Actually, I'm curious, because at one point I had mentioned talking about the ego, that I feel like, you know, because the ego is that fight or flight thing, the old brain that we talk about, or the monkey brain, the thing that just, you know, rattles off sometimes gibberish in our brain or stuff that's nonsensical, or
ego is protection.
Or the fear, or that.
Ego is, I'm interrupting, but ego is protection. If you lived in a family that you loved and you were safe and didn't have to defend yourself, you wouldn't have an ego. Honest to God, ego is something we developed to protect ourselves because we were abused when we were kids. Go ahead, finish.
Okay. So
just think about it, but it's real. I know it's real.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that's what I'm curious to know, because what I had come to my own theory of what the ego is, it's just like it's what's built into our body to keep the physical body alive, but that consciousness is more of like the forward thinking that we're all one. You know, there's the ego, which localizes me and helps me feed myself and take care of my body and stay safe. And
would you like a lesson? Would you like a lesson on ego?
I would love, yeah, sure. I'd love to have a discussion.
Anybody else in here? Because I wouldn't want to do it if somebody else doesn't want to. She's okay with it, Deirdre? And Dana's okay. How about you, Jay? Jay, are you okay with this? We're going to talk about the ego.
Talk about whatever they like to.
Well, you have to we want your permission. Because we're from out there, man. ETs don't like impose on others. That's why they're not here now. Because they've been waiting for all these thousands and thousands of years to get invited. And we finally got to the point where we're not afraid of them anymore. And now they're welcome. But yeah, we still have to say, come on in. That's it. If you want to have any connection with the ETs, and I imagine you probably already do, but if you don't, all you have to do is sit down, keep your mouth shut, and think about, oh my God, wouldn't it be nice if they would come to me? And they will. And they've been with you all along. And when they came to me, I was on LSD. And because LSD put me in a place where I couldn't defend myself, and they just came in anyways. And they wanted my body. Did I tell this story on the thing the other day? You guys saw Saturday Night Live? I don't remember.
I wanted to hear it because I'm not sure if I heard the whole thing, and I know that you were saying something about being connected to the ETs throughout your whole life, and I was very curious to hear.
Yeah, I've always been one, you know, and I never could relate to the people. I spent the 3rd grade in the hall. They wouldn't even let me in the class. Can you imagine that?
Goodness.
Yeah, and yet in 2nd grade, I was a teacher's pet. So it wasn't really anything wrong with me. You know, it's just who it is that I'm with. If they can accept me for who I am, then it's wonderful. But if they don't like me, they just get rid of me. And that's how I tell who the friendly ones are. The friendly humans love me and hug me and tell me how nice I am, and the rest of them tell me to leave. And most of them told me to leave, and I'm ready. Anytime I'm 76 years old and I could go now. So I was going to tell you about the ego. Do you want to know about it? Because I know a lot about the ego. Whew. So I've been to college and I've heard the ego story from 2 or 3 different sources. And I went to one school, I don't even know which one it was, but the guy did a perfect job. So I know about Freud's ego, okay? He got some of it right and he got some of it wrong, but don't write him off. He was a brilliant person, all right? Like denial. How many people that drink think it's okay? I mean, they'll be so drunk they don't even know where their beer is or their whatever they happen to be putting in their body, and they'll say, oh, it's no problem, you know? Drinking is a really big problem. If any of you out there drinking, well, that's not my problem, okay? I don't do it. And I don't do any kind of drugs because those things interfere with the process of being one with each other. Look at when they get drunk. They're so stupid. They say the same thing over and over and over. Come on, let's get rid of alcohol if we could. If we got rid of the money, then they couldn't buy the alcohol. Then maybe that would save the planet. But we have problems out there. But I want to talk about the ego, right? Ego is defense. That's all it is. And Freud said it was like an id and an ego and a superego. Well, I look at it like this. When I have to pee, if I'm a cow, I will pee. Anybody agree with that? Raise your hand. I never seen a cow that was trained to go to the litter box, right? When the cow wants to pee, they don't care where they are, and they'll dump out a half a gallon right there on the spot because that's their id. Each one of us has an id, our animal self, that will just do whatever has to be done. That's what I call it, the id, the animal self, the lizard brain or whatever you want to call it. Do you understand that? If any of you has to pee right now, you're not going to pee your pants. You're going to say, excuse me, and you'll make an excuse for where you're going. You might even lie about it, right? I remember turning the water on, closing the door, and hope nobody could hear that I was peeing. Have you been there? Come on, raise your hand if you've ever done that. Was afraid somebody might know you're peeing. You go somewhere where no one can see you. Come on. But the other animals don't. They just pee. And if they don't pee in the right place, you beat them and tell them, hey, go away. Don't do that here, right? Dogs are not allowed to pee in the house. Does this make any sense to you at all? I'm telling you that the animal part of us has to be trained to know where to pee, right? That's the id becoming the ego. Now there's another level. If you get bored, just wave your hands in front of your face and we'll change the subject. But as long as you let me go, I will. Here we go. The ego came from the id, right? And now the ego goes too far. He thinks that, oh, I can't pee in there because that's a woman's room and I'm a man. Hey, who gives a shit? Before there used to be men and women's things. And as I was growing up, I said, this is ridiculous. They have 2 bathrooms and all they need is one. And if they shared it, it would be cool. And now they share them. So I started that. I'm telling you, when you get to know me, you'll find out that I may be starting everything that's here. Because every time I get an idea, all of a sudden I see it manifest. You know, I say, oh, that was my idea, or I thought this and that and whatever. Dana, what happened? Your face went away. I see your name. She disappeared. Oops. She's back again. See, yeah, I watched and I missed you. You went away for a while.
Because sometimes my internet freezes and I can't hear you. So okay. I was trying to make I was trying to make it better so I could keep hearing what you were saying.
Reset? Okay, fine. I thought you left the room and I was terrified. Okay. Now, anyone want to remind me where we're at? I know where we're at, but it was the id gave birth to the ego, right? And now the ego is somehow thinking so much of itself that it can't just pee on a tree like a dog. It has to have a little round hole to pee in, right? And it wants to sit down if you're a girl and stand up if you're a man. See how complicated it's starting to get? The id became the ego, now the ego became a superego. Do you understand me? Yes, go with you, Summer.
I guess I'm getting a little confused with you saying the id became the ego.
Yeah.
not understanding what you're meaning by that.
Well, then we'll start over again. Anybody ready for this? First, we were an animal. We were in our mother's womb and we peed whenever we wanted to and we drank the pee. Do you know that? When you're in your mother's womb, there's this stuff called amniotic fluid and you're breathing it and drinking it and making it at the same time. You're actually peeing into the environment and then taking it back in again, into your lungs. You're breathing that salt water. And if I'm not right about it, then stop me. But I think that's the case.
Actually, your mother's umbilical cord removes all toxins and stuff from the.
Yeah, we didn't get into how it got filtered. It gets filtered through her kidneys. Yes, the blood.
Right, but anyway, that's how it's removed. My other degree's in science, so sorry, I just had to pipe in.
Say that again. Say that again.
One of my other degrees is in science.
Oh, good. I was supposed to go to the nursing class, but my wife got pregnant, so I stayed home with the baby, and she became the nurse. But we both took all the classes together, the pre-med. So if you have any problems in that area, be free to address me, on your health, because I'm good at it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Mine's in veterinary medicine, but basically different animals, they study veterinary medicine because everything in humans is studied in veterinary medicine. So
I use veterinary. No. Wait a minute. I use the same medicine. I go to the feed store. I go to the feed store and I get a hypodermic needle and I get all that other stuff and I always use my own self as the victim and I'm in perfect health. And anytime I go to a doctor, I tell them what I want. And if they don't give it to me, then it doesn't work and I have to do it myself. And so yes to everything and above. Now let's get back to the ego because I have a really big ego.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I was just letting you know how toxins were removed from the baby.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about the baby being in the womb and it has to live in that environment and it'll piss in its own environment and drink the same stuff. So there's really nothing wrong with drinking your pee. Anybody know Dr. Sarah Larson? No hands? Oh, good. She recommended we try that. Well, I've done that a long time ago and I don't recommend it. Oh, now I got you twice, Summer. Wow, you walked away from your computer and you took your handset with you. Good. Now I can see you doing it. Wow, that's far out. This is almost like having omnivision. So she left the room, but the lesson was for her, right? Now she's back again. The ego is something that's part of us that we have to use in order to get through. We have to survive. What is she, riding a bike or taking her... Oh, she's just walking fast. Can you guys see her walking? Wow. Anyways, the ego came from the id. The id was something that you had when you were in the womb and you peed whenever you want. Your ego is something that told you, no, you can't pee in the womb anymore because you're not there. You're on your feet and you're walking around and you don't just pee where you want. You go to a room because someone will train you. So then you go to the room and you do it. If you're a girl, you'll probably sit down. If you're a guy, you'll stand up. But I sit down to pee because it's fun. I'm the only guy that probably ever did it, but it's like the first time you get a break sometimes. Like, oh my God, thank God, right, for that. So there. Now there's a superego. The superego is saying, well, it's a men's room and I'm a woman, so I can't go in there. But if you have to pee so bad that you can't hold it, you'll say, the hell with the rules, and you'll open the door and you don't even care if somebody's in there, you'll pee, all right? And I remember people getting so sick that they would pass stool in front of each other. That's something you don't normally do. But when you got like Giardia, when you've been drinking the wrong water and you got to go, you will go, and it doesn't matter if you're in the mall in front of everybody. So this is all ego stuff. You understand? The ego will sometimes make your body do things that it needs to do, even though you don't want it to do. But it's the job of the ego. My ego right now is telling me to shut up. You've said too much. And I'm thinking, well, okay, you're right. Who wants to do it? Take it from here. Come on. Who's next? Summer.
Yeah, and just
whoops, Dana.
I just wanted to see if anybody who's here who hasn't spoken might want to just introduce themselves or say hello or say anything. I know Anna's here. Solar Tony, I'm not sure if you're actually with us or not, but I see your name. Jeff, I'm not sure that you've introduced yourself. I just wanted to give that space to see if anybody else would like to say hi.
Jeff's back.
Yeah, how's it going? It's Jeff. I learned about this through harmonic conversion. I did the group global meditations and saw my first extraterrestrial spacecraft off in the distance on those 2 nights. So that was cool. And then I helped Mara. Everyone was there on Wednesday night when Mara met Mark. I helped her. I was in a little group side when she came in on Wednesday. I went to a breakout group with her, helped her get grounded, and then helped her raise her hand in the group when we got back with the Mark session. And that's when we saw that miraculous thing happen. So yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out now, eating my breakfast outdoors here, and yeah, having a good time.
Awesome.
Jeff, whoa, you just muted yourself, but that's okay. I'll mute myself too. Yeah, and I love you, and I'm so happy to have you here. And I wasn't trying to like ignore you. I knew that I said to everyone, if you have something to say it, and then at least I'll know that it's your turn, because I can't see everything and I don't know anything. So anyone who has anything to say, just say it. And if it's wrong, I don't know, can I mute you? Do I have the power to mute you? I don't know. I think
Probably.
I might. I don't know. I have my own Zoom room, but nobody ever showed. I've got a Zoom room and I invite people and they never come. And I said, well, maybe I'll just keep it anyways, right? And I will, 24/7, I said. And guess what? I'm not the only one. That's what's happening right here, right now. And so when I'm not here anymore, okay, and that could be any minute now, I might leave, but you can always find me at my email, and I made it available to you, and you can have it right now if you don't have it. And it's Sanatana, which is pronounced Sanatan, no A on the end, Babaji. And just take those 2 words, Sanatana Babaji, put them together at Gmail, and you got me. All right. And I want you to be in touch with me. I need that. I need feedback, because when I get out of the box, somebody might have to close the lid, and I trust that you will. You understand? If you see like what Dana just did, she felt that I wasn't addressing everyone, and she stepped in and said, oh, how about you, Solar Tony, or Christopher, or you know, if there's anyone out there, and there's going to be a lot, we're going to fill the room. We're going to have 100, and we're going to have some way of having 100 people in one room and still keeping focus. Do you guys understand that?
We're already doing that at the Harmonic Convergence in the 10 days that we were together. Sometimes we had like 160 people in the rooms, and certain nights in the beginning we had different breakout rooms, and people could make a room on whatever subject they wanted, and then people would say which room they wanted to go into. And then later, because we started having Mark come in and other special guests come in, we wound up kind of all staying in one room, but sometimes we had quite a few people there. And then sometimes we would do breakout sessions, like 10-minute breakout sessions from the main room, just to.
We just got a new member. We just got a new member.
Oh, hi there. Hi, phone. But anyway, I was gonna say, Babaji, when this thing gets bigger, you can actually have your own room in the conversation.
I have my own room, sweetie. I do.
But I mean, in this conversation, you can let people know in the conversation that you have your room in which you're going to be discussing.
Didn't I just do that? I just said that I have my own room, and if you get my email, you can contact me, and then I can tell you where I am and when I am, and then you can do it. And I don't have an audience. Remember, that's my only problem. I have a lot to say, but nobody wants to hear it. But if
what I'm trying to say is you can integrate that with the conversation so that when people come on here, they'll know that you're in a room, and then you can have that room here on the conversation. So then you will have an audience.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that now all of a sudden a bunch of you people showed up because I stumbled into Jamin's room, and Jamin had to take a break. And so here I am. This is my first opportunity to address a bunch of you, even though I have my own room and nobody showed, right? Now I have some people who know me, and they might decide, hey, he wasn't all that bad. He wasn't so good either, but why not? You could come to my room and I won't be so lonely. But my dream is to get the world, because the Bible said that Jesus was going to come through the clouds. And when they got the cloud, I said, hey, guess what? They were right. You know what I'm talking about? The cloud?
Oh,
right? Gmail, there's a cloud, and I have a cloud, girl, and I can make movies and put them on the cloud, and you guys can see movies that you want to see that I pirated. Isn't that funny? So look out, world, here we go. I got my own channel, and I used to want so bad to be on somebody's show like Joe Rogan, but I knew that nobody would have me because I'm too controversial. But I now can't be stopped unless Zuckerberg or one of those guys who own the show can pull the plug on me. So I don't know who owns Zoom, but I'm still being careful with my words. I'm going to be careful with my politics. I'll be careful with my language. I'll be careful with gender issues. You know, I'm going to be careful because I love you and I don't want to offend you and I don't want them to take me out. And I mean take me out, because some of the stuff I'm going to tell you is going to be risky. Like, who killed JFK? And why did the Twin Towers fall down? Because they were hit with airplanes? And what about Building 7? Does anybody know that one of the buildings fell down by itself? Woo! And do you know that it fell down after it was announced? They announced that the building had fallen and it was still standing in the background. Yes, yes, yes. Do you hear how excited I am? I'm exposing what's going on behind the curtain, you guys. The guy, whoever, you know, is pulling all the strings. Guess what? I pulled the curtain down and I can see him and I know who he is, and I'm going to expose him to everybody. So if you don't see any more of me, it's because I said too much. But if they allow me to say more, I'm going to reveal the whole thing. Who killed JFK, right? Yeah. And who brought down the Twin Towers? Yeah. And who killed Marilyn Monroe? Right. Marilyn Monroe, and who was the other one? Woods, right? Natalie Woods? Oh my God. All this shit comes down after.
You've muted yourself, Sanatana.
Sorry.
You're muted. We can't hear you anymore.
Good, good, good. They didn't mute me, but they would. If they knew what I was about to say, they probably would mute me really quick. But I'm going to tell you anyways. Let's be careful with our subject matter, because we don't want to get taken out or off. But we are the ETs, and we're taking over the planet. And that's the last thing they want to hear. But we're going to take it over because they don't know how to take it. You understand? They're really blowing it here on this planet, and they need help. And when they say, oh, please come and help us, hey, I'll be the first one in line. They need help with their monetary system. All right. Hi, Sophie. Glad to have you back. Come on.
Yeah, thank you. I've been listening the whole time. I'm just going to jump in because I'm going to be honest, I'm not really enjoying this.
Good, good. Well, we were talking about ego, and we unleashed one. Yeah, all right, so go ahead. You take it from here, sweetie. You can have it.
Oh no, I don't want to take it from here. I just wanted to say, I'm just going to pop out for a little bit, and I'll be back. So yeah.
Tell us why I'm not so popular.
Thank you.
No, before you leave, tell me why.
She doesn't actually have to do that.
I'm not enjoying it because there's a lot of talking, and I can't. My nervous system can't really process everything you're saying. It's a lot of information, and it's a lot at once. So I'm just going to give it a little break from the sound itself.
I totally understand. You don't like my tone, and that's cool.
No, that's your interpretation. I didn't say that I didn't like it. I just, my nervous system isn't able to grasp everything you're saying at once and all of that what you're talking about. So
what's your mother tongue? It has
nothing to do with you.
What's your mother tongue? Pardon? Your mother tongue. What language did you learn as a little girl? Summer, come back.
My first language, French. It's French.
Yeah, it's okay. So if you were speaking French, I wouldn't understand any of it, right? So I understand the situation, and I'm sorry. I wish I could speak more slowly so that it would be a little easier for you. And now I'm missing Summer. Summer just left.
I just want to jump in here. I definitely feel some of the vibes that Sophie is talking about, slightly in a different perspective, but it just I'm very, very big time into, collaborative space and giving equal time for each person.
Yes. I understand that. I understand that. That's why I'll get a show of my own, and I'll be able to do this. Okay.
Talked over,
Yeah,
Like we don't
I know.
necessarily.
Did you hear any of that?
We can go back to you when I'm done, but basically, you know, having you know, we can bring this back to folks who are involved in the conversation, but doing our best to create space, and in you know, facilitation and mediation is not an easy thing, but making sure that each person gets some equal space, and in that the person who is moderating typically wouldn't respond to each individual person every single time a new person talks, and just let the kind of the room go around and have space for more of an organic conversation that is having.
You made your point, Jay. It's done. Thank you.
And in the same,
also because this
Jay, you made your point. It's done. It's done.
Okay, but I can
before I even started, I asked your permission, and you said you were okay with it. So this is not a violation. I was explaining ego, and then I gave you an example of it, and now you're like not being quiet now yet.
Okay, but I'm just gonna go, Sophie. I'm gonna take off. I'll come back in a little bit. So I just wanted to mention that.
Are you done now?
Yeah, I think what I'm feeling energy-wise is the defensiveness and the dismissing. So it's very difficult to have conversations, empowered conversation, when you're being dismissed and when you're defensive. And I'm not going to talk for Jake because now he has exited the room, but I think that's kind of what we were trying to.
Your point's well taken, sweetheart. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to let somebody else take the room. Dana, I'm going to let you have it. And Summer Rose, I was explaining what the ego was. I think I did a damn good job. And if you want to get back to the sewing circle and the quilting bee, I am ready. But you just got to see what a man's all about, not what a woman is. A woman has more sensitivity, and she'll let the other women have their time, but a man will take over, and they do it, and whoever takes over gets to be the boss, and that's what it's like to be in a man's world. So if you want to be in my world, you're going to have to understand what men are all about. I love women. I'll give you your space anytime you need it. You can sit in a circle. Men don't do that. They stand in line. So when you want to learn more about men, I'll be here for you. But we just learned a little bit about ego. And that's a man's game. Okay, go. I'm through. I'm through. I'm giving it up. Dana can have it. I'm out of here. Bye.
Wait. Do the condescending now. We're having condescending energy.
I love that you're going around.
Oh,
hey, I love you. I love you. Hey, je t'aime. Oh my God, you're so sweet and so beautiful and so lovely.
It's
I like you all.
to be talking about the ego and to get to witness all of the ego's beautiful way of expressing itself. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I gave you a field study, didn't I? Dana, are you ready to take it? Are you ready to?
I don't have my own topic today, but if I had anything to choose, I was interested to hear about your experiences with the ETs through your life. And you said earlier that that they speak to you and through you, and I was curious about that because I'm always curious about that.
I am an ET. I am an extraterrestrial. I'm in a physical body, but that's not who I am. And I studied yoga since 1968, and that was my job as a yogi, to discover myself. And when I discovered myself, I became myself. And now I am myself. And I'm here to do that for you. I'm here to help each and every one of you realize that you are me. What it is that I am, you are. And I'm here as an example. And I'll give it to you in whatever language works for you. It's been my...
I remember, excuse, can I just...
Go ahead.
I remember when on the program with Mark, you said something that, like, once you realized that, well, actually, you tried to resist for a while when they were first coming through you, but then ultimately you realized that you were just going to be here in service, and you just decided to make that commitment to be here in service and allow whatever is to flow through you. But because I didn't hear exactly everything that was said, I was just curious to hear that story or to understand more about who you're in contact with or who is being transmitted through you. And go ahead. You're muted.
Can't hear you, baby. Come on, unmute yourself.
No. Here I am. I'm back. Okay. Dana, since you're excited, or it seemed like you were looking for more of a direct, like, oh, what kind of ET experiences you had. So I just figured I would share mine because I've had quite a few. You know, when I was young, the first one, I was probably in my teens, and me and my girlfriend were on the bus going to the mall, as any teenager would do. And the next thing you know, we're looking outside and we see this like white light, and it was just jaggeding all over the sky. It wasn't like doing anything normal like we've ever seen any lights do. So we got off the bus and we just hung out, and it was over this beautiful, it's like this waterway in Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, very south, very east by Long Island. But yeah, it just, for like a good half an hour, it just kind of just was bouncing all over the place, and then it just took off in a straight line and disappeared. So that was my first experience. I had another experience at a festival with a friend. We were just sitting there talking, and all of a sudden, like, he was looking at me and I'm looking at him, and we both saw this really bright light on each other, and we both were like, where's that coming from? And we looked up, and there was like a freaking mothership above us. It was mind-blowing. It was huge, and we were both like basking in this light, and it was there. We looked at each other, we're like, what? And then we looked back up and it was gone. So that was another crazy experience.
Wow, where was that?
That sounds like fun, huh?
California. I think was that at Earth Dance, the Earth Dance Festival. So that was another one. The best one ever, believe it or not, that hasn't even been the best one. At Mount Adams, the Isetti Ranch, James Gilliland is just amazing. And he's got this gorgeous ranch, and he has workshops. You can go for like a week or 2 weeks, whatever. And he's got an entire field. It's just like a big empty grassy field, and you wear night vision goggles, and then he puts a red light on the whole field so you can see infrared, like lights that we can't see with our own naked eye. And I swear to God, this is on my life, on the world, on the planet, whatever. There was like a slit. Like I looked with these goggles and I saw like a slit, like right in front of me, like a fabric, like a slit in the world, and thousands, I'm talking tens of thousands of orbs nonstop were just flowing into our dimension. And I kind of just got this feeling that like what Sanatana is saying, like they're here, they are here. I definitely feel that they're here, but unless we're vibrating on a frequency of light and love and trust and hope and have this vision of oneness, that we're all in this together and it's all connected and it's all love, it's all beautiful, until we're really clear on that they're not going to be able to materialize into a vision that we can just see with our own naked eyes. That's why I feel like we can see them in meditation, we can see them in dreams. Maybe we can It's like psychedelics, because we're different. We're not.
Okay. Okay, listen, this is it. You've had wonderful experiences. You've seen them in the sky, and I have too, and it's wonderful. But the best thing is when you get to be one. Like Mark explained that one of them merged with him. Remember, he said that he met this one and somehow they became one. That's the experience you want. You want to become one. And this is, if you'll listen to my story, you'll see how it could happen. And that's what Dana wanted to know. My personal experience, how did I become one with the ETs? And that's where I want to go. But I want you to finish your story first.
I feel like I am one with the ETs.
Okay, good. Now it's my turn.
Well, let her finish.
No. I thought she said she did. No, I'm sorry.
I thought she was still speaking. Sorry.
Oh, well, I didn't. So my ears weren't working. Let her go. Summer, come on, please.
Just agreeing with you, Sonata, that yeah, you know, how open we are, they work through us if we're open enough to allow them to work through us. Is what I think.
It's better than that. It's better than that. And I want to take you there. I want to take you to the full story, but you have to want it. I can't give it to you unless you give me permission. And thank you, Summer, and thank you, Dana. And if there's anyone in here that's opposed to that, then I'll just turn it over to someone else. He said, wait a minute, Jeff, is that a hello or a goodbye or a thumbs up? Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, wow. Here's the deal. They came to me in 1967 in Haight-Ashbury on the corner of Haight and Masonic. It's Masonry, if you guys know anything about the occult and you get deeper into it. Like, how did I find Mark? On the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. They, when I say the word they, I'm talking about the ETs, told me that I am the captain of the Golden Dawn. Now that's not ego. You know, if I'm the captain of the Golden Dawn, then that's a good thing. Okay. She closed the door. She doesn't want anyone else to hear it. I don't want anyone to hear it either. But if worse comes to worse, I will be your captain and we will leave the planet. So that's the story you can start to spread around if you want. This is plan B. If the humans don't cooperate with us, we're out of here. Okay? And I don't want to go alone. So this is my way of addressing it. In 1968, I was in college and I told my friends, I am leaving this planet on a spaceship. And they said, what? And I said, I was just informed by the ETs that the planet's going to roll over. And they said, what? And I said, and if you don't leave now, you're going to be wet and you better go. And they're like, what? And I dropped my school, my job, my family. I let it all go. I told people, go to my house and take all my furniture. I don't need it anymore. I'm leaving. And they said, you flipped out, man. You've lost your mind. I said, I don't know. I'm not going to take the chance. You better come with me. I only got my wife and my sister. That was the only two that believed. And they went to Hawaii with me. We went to Maui. We got naked on a beach with 350 hippies. And it changed my life. I was working for the government. And I quit my job and went out and became a hippie and renounced the world. I mean, that is what flipped out is, right? It's taken me how many years to put that together? Like, what happened to me? Maybe that's what you call an abduction. You know, I got taken out of your world and into another world, which I've had a long time to work with, and I'm finally getting adjusted to. All right? This is something that happened to me. They came to me in 1967 and said they wanted my body. It freaked me out, man. What do you mean you want my body? I remember that 50s movie called The Body Snatchers. That was a bad trip. But it wasn't really a bad trip. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. But it scared the shit out of me. How would you feel if someone came to you and said they want your body? You know? You say, no, it's my body. And they say, yeah, but you don't know how to use it. Let me use it. And you're going, no way. It's just like your car. You don't want someone to drive your car. You don't want someone to play your fiddle. You know what I mean? It's like mine. Don't touch it. You might hurt it, right? I remember getting high with a guy smoking pot and said, why don't we just switch bodies? He said, what? I said, wouldn't that be fun? I could go through the life being in your body, watching what's happening, and you could go through life in mine. He said, that's a great idea. I said, but I won't do it. And he said, why? I said, because you might damage it. It's the same as a car. You don't want anyone else to drive the car. They might break it. Should I continue? This is my way of explaining this phenomenon. It took them 6 months to convince me that I should give up my body. It'd be like if you got my car and said, well, look, let me drive. And I said, no. You say, oh, come on, please. And I go, no. And you go, come on, I can do it. All right, do it. So I gave them my body right here. I'm beating on it. Hear that? That's my body. And I gave it to them. I said, take it. And they did. And why would I give up my body? They proved to me that I was on an ego trip and everything I was doing was making it worse for everybody instead of better. They said, look at you, you can't drive your car just out from point A to B. You got to cruise all around town so everyone can see you. Get it? I used a whole tank of gas every night just to keep up my image. How long could that last? What if every one of us went out in the car and drove a tank of gas a day? Right? It would destroy the planet. So they convinced me that I was a bad example and they wanted to take over my body so they could do a better thing with it. And I gave it up. And then I said, by the way, how long have you guys been with me? Right? Are you ready for this? They said, always. They said, from my birth. They've always been in me as me. And I never knew it. Now that's kind of confusing. But I said to them, what do you mean? Does that mean you're my soul? And they said, you got it. Hi, welcome back, Jamin. I hope I didn't screw things up while you were gone. But
Hey, thank you. Awesome. Well, Dana has her hand up. Great to see everyone. Love you all. Go for it, Dana.
I just wondered if they identified where they were from or what star system they were part of, or did they have any identifying characteristics that they told you about?
Yeah. They're everywhere.
Were they particular issues?
Everywhere. No, let me finish this. They are everywhere, and they are many. There's billions and trillions and zillions of them, but yet they're one. So if you have one and she has one, I'm pointing to Summer and Jamie or Jamin, it's all the same one. There's only one. Now, if you don't understand that, I mean, I don't mean to offend you by saying you don't understand. That's improper language, improper use of it. It's like if there's a small campfire and the wind blows the ashes or the little sparks into the bushes and the bushes set the field on fire, all of a sudden the whole forest is burning. Why? Because of one small fire, right? One small match. But that one little match could light up the whole world. And that's what they're doing. You understand? In that sense, this thing that we used to call God is everywhere in all things. Every living thing has the presence of that one thing, including us. That's why we're all united. We're all one. We're all part of the major movie. And that one thing, whatever that is you. And therefore, I'm in you and you're in me and we're all one. And it's never going to be easy for you to understand. But if you hang out with me long enough, I'll get the point across to you. I am one. Yeah, go ahead, Summer. Are you just waving and saying hi?
I would say that the people within this group probably understand the idea that we're all one more.
No, but it's not just words, though. Eat some peyote.
I'm telling you, I've had major issues throughout my entire life of wondering what the boundary is between self-care and caring for other. I am absolutely troubled, clear. Like I was wondering if I had like a mental problem that I didn't understand where I stop and the other person starts, because I'm trying to care for everyone and everyone's trying to care for everyone. So am I doing something wrong? Am I just like don't have enough self-love? Am I confused? Am I, do I love you more than me? Like all of that has been something I've been struggling with for decades, and my whole body is tingling right now with this. If you all dealing with this.
If you were to continue the way you are right now, you will be perfect. And if you could get that to spread, if we could be like a virus and we all caught it and everybody took care of everybody else and forgot about their own self, because that's the problem. And this whole new age thing, and please don't kick me off the air, but you guys, and I'm not blaming you, not any of you, but if anyone tells me about prosperity, I don't want to hear it. And if they all talk about self-love, I usually turn them off. It's not where I'm at. It's not about self-love. It's loving the self in others. If you have a puppy dog or a goldfish, give it your love. Make sure the water is changed daily. Give it food when it's hungry. Don't overfeed it. It'll get fat and die. Take care of everything and everyone and the trees and the plants. And I'll even take care of this virus if I have to, because it's still part of the same whole. And I love it. And I see that Jamin's got a big smile on his face, and so does Summer. Summer, you are doing the right thing. Taking care of others is what it's all about, because we are the others. And maybe someday they'll take care of us. But don't worry about it. Don't even put yourself on the list. Just live in faith and know that someday you're going to get all that love back, and I hope you're ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
I love you so much, I can't even hardly hold it. My heart is like, wow. And my face, oh my God, you should see it. You will. I'll get a camera and then you can watch me cry, because that's what it's all about. When you get to know who you are and what you're doing and how you fit into this movie, it's just going to be overwhelming. You might have to take a break. How was your sleep? Speaking of break, how was it, Jamin? Was it good? After you swallowed.
It was wonderful. It was really wonderful. And thank you so much. And thank you all for being here and keeping the block party going. See, when there's enough people in the block party, if somebody needs to take a nap, they can take a nap, right? I just hope, Babaji will pass me his kind of warmed up, half drunk beer so it doesn't go to waste.
Wait. I'm going to go away. I got to the point where it's time for me to leave so that you guys can have some freedom. Because when I walk into a room, I usually take it up, and then I feel bad after I leave. If I could get an applause, then I could get welcome back again. But if
welcome back.
He wasn't here. But he wasn't here. So
for your ticket out.
But bye. And thank
No. Wait. Let me finish the song, because you asked for an applause and a welcome back, right? Are you ready for the song?
I'm ready.
All right. Is everybody ready for a song? Just
We're waiting.
All right. Here, let me just get the.
And while he's fidgeting around, girls, thank you so much for being here with me. And I could appreciate an email if you send me an email, and so you could let me know that maybe if I get out of line, you need to remember what I said earlier. You got to put me back in the box if that is necessary. And I don't want to. What is it? I don't want to resist. I want to go willingly. If that makes any sense to you, you're my sisters. You're my daughters. You know, you're my flesh in another body. That's all. And one day you'll realize that we're in everybody. It's not just that I'm you and you're me, but we're all one, and we are in everybody right now. And that's really hard to believe, but that's who we are. And it's wonderful. And where did we come from? They told me I'm from the Pleiades, if that helps. But I felt that I'm from Orion. So maybe my father's from Orion and my mother's from Pleiades, or the other way around. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're all stars. We're all one. It doesn't matter where we came from, and it doesn't matter where we're going, because all we have is now. And just remember, be in the moment. I told Baba Ramdas, I said, thank you. And he kissed me. He kissed me in front of everybody, and I don't kiss men. And I said, wow. I said, thank you. And he said, for what? And I said, for being here now. And he said, it takes one to know one. So if you're ready for that, girls, Babaji, I'm here for you. Thank you. I'm going to go away. Away. How can I find my way back?
Here's the song.
Welcome back.
Melissa.
Sorry. I need to get the right one.
Yeah, that's why I told you I was going to keep it going while you were going. Anyways, bye, girls. Write to me. Call me. I've got a phone number, 559-337-2222. Call me. I love you.
And Babaji?
Yes, sir.
Can I sing you the song now?
I'm ready. Are you?
Yes. Here goes.
Okay, we'll see.
Let's make sure this is the right one. This is it. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Well, who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead back here where we need ya?
Here where we need
ya. We tease him a lot because we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Wow, that could be my theme song.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know that it's seeing you we've been learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Yeah, we tease him a lot because we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
That's the most meaningful song.
Babaji. It's not the same without you, Babaji. It's not just welcome back. We need you here.
Hey, brother, that's the most meaningful thing anyone's ever told me.
Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Yeah, we tease him a lot because we got him on the spot. Babaji, 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 Babaji. Babaji, Babaji. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Babaji. Welcome back, welcome back.
Well, I think I told you that this is the most meaningful moment of my life. And if I didn't, I'm telling you now. This was the feeling I had when I met Mark. And now I'm meeting you. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you a million times a million and then some.
Oh my goodness.
Trillions, zillions. Thank you.
Well, welcome home, Babaji.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. Look, you got all these beautiful daughters that you never, you know.
You gave birth to and didn't even know.
It's true.
Weird.
The word Baba means father, and I am. And the word Sanatana means eternal. And I've always been with you because you've always been with me because we are one.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the angels that everyone's been waiting for, and we're going to lighten up the world. And I didn't get to see that show. I don't know what happened between me and Mark, but it was wonderful. And I don't want it to ever end. And I haven't seen him for a few days, and I'm missing him really bad. And my paranoid self tells me that I won't get to see him anymore because I was bad. And I don't know what that is because I've never been bad, ever. And if I was, I was good at it. All right?
Oh, boy. Babaji, hey, stick around. I got to feed the crows. The crows are getting hungry, and Babaji says if the animals are hungry, feed them. So I got to go do that now. I'll be right back. And Babaji, if you really want to get going, I'll sing you a beautiful Spanish love song when I get back. All right, I'll be back in a little bit.
Anytime, brother, and thank you so much. Feels like this is a commercial.
Stick around. Stick around. It's just getting started. I'll be back. I just got to feed the crows real quick.
Did you guys have that moment that I just had? What?
I said that's nice that they feed the animals. They were talking about that earlier. That Melissa and Jim.
I have a rabbit.
Oh, that's nice.
I have a rabbit.
100 snails.
You have a what?
Snails.
A snail. I bet I know his name.
Snail.
Can I guess?
You can.
Darn it. I can't think of it. It's the one in SpongeBob. What's his name?
I didn't want him to feel excluded from the oneness of all snails, so I named all the snails Snail.
No, I do that too. I call cat and bird and all that. I did that too. Dog. Kind of lazy, but I did that because I didn't want to be the one that would give them a complex. Right? Yeah, I just gave them what they already had and they were good with that. What's the name of the snail in the SpongeBob? Gary. Isn't it Gary?
Gary?
Gary's the name of the snail. And Patrick's the name of the sponge. Or no, the starfish. The sponge is called... Come on. SpongeBob. Did we lose somebody? Somebody just disappeared.
I don't really do the SpongeBob thing.
It's okay because this is such a long conversation. People get up now and then because we have to, like, you know.
Oh yeah, you might have to pee.
So I'll be back in a few minutes.
Who's talking, Dana? Oh, okay, Dana. I hope I'm still here when you get back. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Sanatana. This is Babaji. Do you prefer it to be called Babaji? How do you prefer to be addressed?
Yeah, Babaji is perfect. And I decided if they try to cut the G off, the G is really important because it's just Baba. Then I want to be Jai. I want to be Jai Baba. Jai means yes, and Baba is father. So yes, father would be fine. Isn't that beautiful? If they can all just say yes to everything, we will live in paradise.
And look at, when you say yes, it like puts a smile on your face. So it's like, yes.
Yes.
But no, it's like, no, you cry.
Yes.
You know, so yes, life wants us to say yes.
Like Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey tried it and they made a movie.
Oh, that was the best movie ever.
Yeah. See, you and I could be one-on-one anytime you want, you know. If you don't like me in a crowd, you can have me by yourself, and that's fun. But I can't be, I want to be something for everybody, but most of you right now, most of them, not them, but I have a hard time with people. People don't like me, and I don't know why, because I guess I'm just too forward. Nowadays, they're all like being reserved, and they're like, hey, who's he think he is? And I go, wow, I don't know. Maybe you can help me with that, right? I think I'm you, that's all. I'm you and you're me, and we're all one, and what are we going to do about it? And I just think we should love each other and behave ourselves and be nice, be kind, and be honest by all means, no matter what. And I think you could do that, Summer. I think you are doing that. I think we are okay with each other. And if we can get together and have everybody else who like us, not love us, but like us, and let them get together with us and share the love, maybe somehow they'll transform. I think this whole change that they're looking for, that shift, that's it. They just have to shift more my way and become more like me instead of trying to tell me that I need to be more like them. I actually was told by somebody, can you change? And I looked at him and I thought, yeah, I guess, sure, I can change. But I don't know why I should. I like what's happening with me. I think it's wonderful. But if I have to change, I guess I will.
You know, I'm not quite sure how that even happened. I think
it's down. I saw it. I didn't see it.
Hey, Christopher.
If it was pegged down, that wouldn't have happened. So.
Hey, Christopher. Christopher, can you hear me? If you can hear me, Christopher. Oh, thank you. All right. Go ahead, Babaji. Sorry.
I'm trying to put all that together. First of all, we all started talking at once, and that confused me. And then Christopher came out of nowhere and said that couldn't have happened. And I was just saying that someone asked me if I could change. And if I have to change, I will. I've been told twice that they want me to change, you know, and I really don't want to change. I like the movie the way it is. I haven't been shot. I got away with this thing for 50 years. I put Jesus Christ on my driver's license, for God's sake. For 20 years, I've had to answer to that. I've gone to court, but never to jail. Man, this is the biggest joke that ever happened on the planet. Just let me be me, for God's sake, please. That's all I want. I just want to be free. And I'll help you be free too. Okay?
No, not in this environment. You must conform to a specific ideology and philosophy and practice. Understood? Sorry.
Great. I love it. As long as it's mine.
Okay. Exactly.
Isn't that great? We can play both sides, man. We can be whatever we want to be this time, as long as we don't hurt each other.
No, exactly. And play and humor and music, you know, dance, singing, art of all kinds. Look at James in Ireland, the beautiful stuff he comes up with, right? I mean,
my son told me, oh no, it's the Babaji show. He hates it. Everywhere we go, I put on a scene, you know, and then he stands around and feels embarrassed. And my children, I have twin daughters, and they're like, oh no, here we go again. I kept telling them, look, one day you'll realize this is all perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just what I am. I have to do this. That's my job. And if the angels are looking down and seeing that I'm doing a good job, they're just going to keep going. And I think it's great. The greatest show on earth, I said, and I went to MGM. Do you guys know the story? I went to MGM, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, which is now Sony, and I went to, in Culver City, when it was MGM, and I said, they said, what are you doing here? There were me and two guys, and we were all three in robes. We were in white robes that went all the way to the ground. And they said, and I don't know how we got past security, but I guess they probably thought we were on the lot and we were part of some show, and they didn't say shit. And we walked into the main office and they said, what can we do for you? And I said, well, we're here to make a movie. And they said, what do you have in mind? And I said, the greatest show on earth. And they said, well, we've done that. And I said, with the original cast? And I was sincere. And I had two apostles with me, Thomas and John. And that's the story of my life. If you guys ever want to get down and find out what happened to me and how I got to be who I am, I just can't wait. I've been waiting for 50 years to tell this story. And when you hear the story, and you're going to say, oh my God. And then I want you to look into your own story just as much as you look into mine and see all the miracles, all the things you've been through to get to this moment so that we could share right here, right now, the fact that this is it. And that's what Mark told me. Mark told me this is it. And I believe it. This is what we've waited thousands of years for. All the books have been written so that we could do this movie. Okay? I mean, seriously. Moses, David, Jesus, and Joseph. Those are 4 of the people that I was on this planet so far. And I could name 4 more, and I don't know if I needed more than that. I'm the 9th incarnation of whatever it was I am, and I'm here to help you realize that you are too. It's all one. And I'm not going to steal the show. I'm going to give it back to Jamin.
Babaji, the show is not yours to steal or give to anyone. This is us. This is one. This is unity, right?
Yes.
That's like, that's like one little patch on the soccer ball,
Yes.
Pele's toe happened to touch, before it went into the goal. I did this. Come on, dude. We're one. We're one ball.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
If the rest of the ball wasn't there, he'd be kicking on a flat hacky sack for crying out loud.
There's no ego when you take that position. When you look at the world like that, yes, baby.
I know we might have a little bit of the disagreement on the ego thing, because I think there's a healthy ego, and the healthy ego is what takes care of our bodies and our physical reality and the material, interacting with the world. And an unhealthy ego is going to grab a bunch and take whatever and da-da-da-da. But a healthy ego understands that I can only take enough, because you need to survive too, because you're me. So that's where I think our ego then gets checked by our consciousness, like this higher ideal that we're all one. But the ego is important. A healthy ego is important. So that's.
I'm gonna take it to the Upanishads. Mm-hmm. That's where I want to go with it, because you started it. You asked me, like, what about the ego? And I said, I wanted to give you my understanding. And I got it from Freud. And I could go on probably for an hour. No, wait a minute. No, don't say that. No, come on.
Freud, I don't agree with Freud's idea of the ego.
No, wait a minute. If Freud only said one thing that was right, it would be worth hearing. That's all. And it's okay. Freud had 2 or 3 things that were great. His defense thing was really incredible. Nobody ever said any of that shit. Think about it. What is it? Reaction formation. Do you know what that means, reaction formation? You catch your kid smoking pot and you say, oh, come on, what are you doing, smoking pot? I don't give a shit. Go on. You can shoot smack if you want. I don't care. You don't mean that, but you say stuff like that, which is not at all true, but it's what we do to each other. We say things that are not true. We hurt ourselves. We're trying to protect ourselves by hurting others. Freud was right about that. These defense mechanisms, denial, and I don't, that's another mind for me. I could go into that. If you want me to go through that, I'd have to take a deep breath and think about all those things and how I could present them properly. But my headspace right now is not there. I'm out there right now. And I'd like to be out there right now. That's my real self. Right now you're addressing the real issues in this moment, not the other stuff. But we can go and do that other stuff. But you wanted to know what the ego was, and I would take it to Patanjali. I would take it to the Upanishads. I would tell you that what they say is that it's like the sun. I'm going to stop for a second. It's like the sun. It's always there, but you can't always see it. It might be on the other side of the planet right now. Well, it's not. It's here now, but they're in the dark. But it's still there. They just don't see it. So that's who we are. We are always there. We are ever present. But we're covered over with stuff. Like the clouds come between you and the sun, and you say, oh, it's a bad day. It's not a bad day. Go above the clouds, baby. It's beautiful. I've climbed the mountain and looked down on that, and it's like you want to step out on it. When you're above the clouds, it's like a big candy, cotton candy or some kind of angel hair, right? It's fluffy and it's beautiful, and you wish you could just run out on it and go, woo, and come back. But and underneath, it's like raining and it's ugly and it's like that. So it's all a matter of perspective. The sun is always there. And in the Upanishads, you can always be there. Just don't let the clouds get in the way. You figure out what those clouds are. There's 16 of them according to them. And I think fear is one of them. As long as you're afraid, you're not going to have fun. So we got to get past the fear and the anger and the greed and the lust. Those 4 came to mind. And there's 12 more. 12 and 4 is 16, right? We'll cover all the bases and we'll call each other. If you ever catch anybody doing any of those stuff, say, no, that's not where we're at today. Get it? Because if we didn't have that stuff, then we would be the being that we really are. And it would be so bright that nobody could say no to us. Thank you.
This is something interesting, Babaji, that I wonder what your thoughts are on this. Because one of my favorite all-time books is the 4 Agreements. And the 4 Agreements, because some of the things that you're saying, like we try not to hurt people, we can only really be responsible for ourselves. So if all of us can like kind of grow up and be emotionally mature and mentally mature and embody these 4 things, and the 4 Agreements are, you know, be impeccable with your word. So you have to just be honest, be impeccable with your word. Always do your best. So just in any moment, do your absolute best. These are the hard ones. Don't take anything personally and don't make assumptions. So I kind of feel like if we can just embody those 4 things, we would have world peace.
I thought you wanted my opinion on them. I thought that's how you addressed it. I would like to know how you feel about that. I feel that they were perfect. Yeah, they're right. The assumption thing, somebody showed me once, you know, the ASSSUME makes an ass out of us, and it does. It does. And I always assume the wrong stuff. I thought I got kicked out of Mark's place, you know? And I said, look, I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to come. It wasn't my fault. I saw you on TV and you said we were welcome. I mean, it was a harmonic convergence, and I was in Sedona for the first, no, I was in Joshua Tree for the first one because I lived in the LA area. And somebody said, come with me. I'm going to the harmonic convergence. And I don't even know what it is, but it was a woman and she had her own car. And how could I say no? So I went there and it was fun. It was like my introduction to me being introduced to your program, the New Age thing, right? Okay. And I'll get into that later if you like, because I was into it before you guys were ever born. Remember, I'm old. I'm 76 years old. And we didn't get the New Age until December 12th, 2012. And a lot of people, these kids are just being born later thinking that they know something about it. But no, some of us knew before it ever got here. In 1968, the ETs told me that it was coming. Okay, and so I've known about it, the shift, as they called it. They told me about the alignment in the sky. You know, I was turned on to all this shit in 1968, and it flipped me out. I told you I let the world go, and I ran off to Hawaii thinking I was never going to come back. And the ship never came for me, and I had to come back to reality. I had to come back with my tail between my legs. I had to tell all my friends, "Oops, you know, I gave up my job and my education and my friends and family, and I ran off, and it was a false alarm, but I'm still waiting, you know, and I have seen a ship close. I saw a ship, not maybe as close as you, but you said you had a mothership that shine lights down on you. That's really good. But I had a mothership that was like only 100 yards away from me over my neighbor's yard, not mine. If it would have come to my yard, I would have gone with him. I would have been up somehow, some way. But he was in my neighbor's yard, and I think it was just showing me, here I am, you know, don't give up your dream, because we know who you are, we know where you are, and we'll always be there. And if things get bad, that's plan B. We leave. But we're going to do everything we can to fix it first. I don't know if we can, but I will try. We have all this technology. We have people like Mark who believe in me, and that's what I needed. I needed you people, because without you, I'm just like a fart in the wind. And then that's a funny way of putting it, but it's the truth. They all want me to go away, and I do. But, oh well, thank you, Jamin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Summer. Thank anyone and everyone that's not here to hurt my feelings, because I am too sensitive to have that happen. And the more sensitive I get, the more I can do for you, the more I can love you. But that's exposing myself, and I get hurt easy. And they don't understand why. Well, I don't either. Maybe I should just put on my shell like they have so that I can bounce off of you and get better. So I'm trying to be exposed as much as I can. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, and I'm sniffing the snot, and I'm going to swallow it because that's how I get high. That's it, girl, that's it. Reach around further. Go behind. Grab the scapula. No, not me. Oh, I'll come and get you if I can find you. Your own self, baby. Reach behind. No, like, yes, no, yes, down lower. Grab those things that they call angel wings. Grab them and pull on them and open your heart. That's the mudra. That's the mantra, or the body position. That is the one that gets me closer to God, and I do it every morning. It's like a corpse pose, right? It's like you're in the coffin. Get it? It's like they find those Egyptian people like that, right? That's it. And I had to lose about 40 pounds to get there, but I am there now. Holding myself. You can't see me, but I'm holding myself like that. And it hurts sometimes, but you just squeeze harder. And one day, wow, you're going to bliss. That word they call Ananda that comes with the yoga stuff, that's when all your bones get lined up. So we have to line up those bones and release the Kundalini and open the crown chakra. And please, for me, remember the word chakra starts with a C, like the word crown. So if you want me to say shroud chakra, I could, but I don't really feel comfortable. It's crown chakra. And be the first in the new age to get it right. And maybe the rest of them will follow. I started to say before I felt bad about the new age because there was some of the stuff they were doing that I didn't think was right. And one of it was prosperity. I don't think it's about prosperity. It's about renunciation, and it's about austerity. That's the word. I want to replace prosperity with austerity. And when I hear you people, and I'm talking about you as if you were different than me, and I didn't mean that, but if this new age movement starts preaching austerity, then I'll be on board. Can I get a yes on that? I got my hand up. Thank you. It's not about prosperity. There's people that have way more than we'd ever dreamed to have, and they're miserable. Miserable. They would give it all to me right now if I'd take the burden that went with it, and I'll say yes to that. I'm going to take all of their money, I told you, and put it in one pile and put it 40 stories down and put cameras on them and let them look at it. Anytime they want to go to the vault, they can go and see it, and it'll be there. Nobody's touching it. Nobody's taking it, and it'll get bigger every day. Believe me, it'll get so big we'll have to build a bigger building to put it in. But that's my plan, to take all the money, every penny of it, and make it available to everybody in the form of crypto cash. And we'll have maybe each one of us get $10 a day, or maybe $100 a day, or however much there is. You could go to the ATM right now and get 200. Why not? Why not? Everybody in the earth could go and get $20 a day to pay for their problem they might be having, like hunger or whatever. Maybe they need some pills for their headache. I don't know, but I want them to have access to it. And I see that Deidre just came on board, and I hope she doesn't mind. But I'm not a greedy person, and I want to give it all to you, and I'm going to have to get it from you to give it to you, and we're going to do that. That was an issue. The last movie that we made together before, when I met Jamin, we were doing the money game. Remember, Jamin? And that guy wanted to make a virtual game of it. I said, you don't have to. We're doing it now, right here. We're going to do it live. It's not going to be a game. It's going to be our salvation. We're going to save the world even if we have to pay for it. Please, I'm through. Somebody else say something. Summer, you're the only one that's not muted.
Okay.
Welcome back, Deirdre.
Hi, Deirdre.
I'm unmuted. Hi, yeah, I'm at work, so occasionally just jump in and out.
I'm a little curious. How long has this
Hey, we got a bunch of new names. We got Farsis.
And that's So. She just goes by So.
Okay.
We got So. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is Zoom, isn't it? We're on Zoom?
We're on Zoom, yeah.
People are saying bad things about Zoom, and I don't want to hear anymore. Zoom is the best thing that ever happened to me, right? Like
Yeah.
Zoom is like for me. I mean, I don't know about you, but I have a Zoom show myself. I told you nobody came, but it's okay. One person showed up once. I could see them, but they couldn't connect with me, and I couldn't connect with them, and they walked away from their computer. But I had one visitor. Go ahead, Summer.
I'll call you or email you and help you get the video thing going for your phone. For your computer. It's pretty simple, believe it or not. So I'll get you there.
It's important. It's important that we do that because I want you to be able to see the joy on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Were you there the day that I met Mark? Were you there? It was a Saturday Night Live thing. I don't know anything about it.
When you met Mark?
Yeah.
Which
you know
one?
Mark Sims.
Right, the one who started. No, I haven't.
Have you met Mark Sims?
I have not met him yet. No.
Have you heard of his name?
I have not. No.
Mark Sims. The first Sims I met was the guy that did the skateboard wheels. You don't know about that, but way back, we had these things that we rolled around on. They still have them, but we called them skateboards, and they had wheels, but they were made of clay, and they slipped out from under you, and you got hurt really bad. And this one guy, Sims, decided to make them out of plastic, and they're famous today. Now all the wheels are plastic because of this guy named Sims. Sims changed the game. You hear me? We're talking about skateboard toys for boys and girls too, right? But now this new Sims that I met, he's on a different level. This guy's not about skateboard wheels. This guy is about, wow, you'll have to see him for yourself. He's the one that put on the harmonic convergence. Without Sims, we wouldn't have the harmonic convergence. Without harmonic convergence, I wouldn't have met the lady who puts on Unify. Do you know that lady? There's a lady that's responsible for Unify, because that's how I found Mark Sims in harmonic convergence. I found it through Unify, which somehow transferred it over to Hermetic Order, the Golden Dawn, and I tuned into that because I'm the captain of the Golden Dawn and thought I needed to know more about what was going on, and that's how I got on board. Sorry it took so long, but I tried to connect the dots. So this Mark Sims is someone I just met. He lives in Ojai, and he was putting on the show at the Ojai retreat, and I had no idea.
I saw the harmonic convergence. I've been involved in this for the last 10 days or so, like jumping in here and there, but my first couple of
Mark is the man that does all of it as far as I'm concerned, but the part of it that I like the most is this thing that we all sit around together and say, who, right? And I got the rest of it. He doesn't know yet. I'll give it to you. The rest of it is, does somebody else want to join in? What's the last word?
It was heal, I believe it was.
Who am I? That's the question they've been asking for thousands of years. Get it? That's the mantra. Who am, with the M, like I, which there is no I. There's only one.
Hey, Babaji.
Yes, sir.
Babaji, I love everything you're sharing, and I hope you'll stick around. And I want to introduce you and everyone to our next speaker, presenter, who is Michael Gallo. And he is a longtime friend and colleague of mine, colleague on Radish, I'm proud to say. And he also has a whole bunch of cool stuff of his own going on. And we absolutely love him here on the Block Party. And we love it every time he shows up. And he's out there in the cosmos right now, as you can tell from the background.
I see him, and I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going to say that because I need to get out of my ego for a while. And and when I come back, I'll be fresh and new. And then, I'll be here. I'm just going to mute myself. Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Just listen in. Pretend you're listening to a podcast.
But I want to say before I leave, Michael Gallo, thank you so much for letting me share the stage. And I'm glad that you're here, and we'll get to know each other, and you'll find out maybe more about me from them. It would be better if they tell you, because nobody wants to hear it from me. So I'm going to just mute myself and go away for a while, and you won't know when I'm back, but I'll be back.
Great. Have a good trip.
All right. And this is a perfect moment for me to change recordings. So if you don't mind pausing for a couple of seconds for station identification, I'll just say hello, everyone, da da da. And, you know, and also feel free to say hello. Here, let me stop the previous recording.